Hello everybody, it is Joel from PC Games N, and I am here with Rich, who has just played Sekiro Shadows Die Twice at Gamescom 2018. So Rich, first up, just tell us what you played and how long you got with the game.
Okay, so we've got 30 minutes with the game, and what we played was a segment where you're sort of infiltrating a castle grounds. There are a couple of mini-bosses which you can sort of fight, and you get to see all the sort of traversal systems and the stealth systems and the way the enemies react, and lots of overlapping paths that you can sort of jump around using your grapple hook, or you can just take a sort of more grounded approach by just walking along a path into the grounds themselves, the sort of direct route. Yeah, so that's what we played.
So the game looks really interesting, of its own accord, but obviously I think most of the excitement comes from the fact that this is a FromSoft game. So I guess, how FromSoft does it feel now that you've had some time with it? And as big Dark Souls fans, you and I, is the excitement justified, do you think, based on a full 30 minutes of play?
Yeah, based on a 30 minutes of play, it's really quite exciting. It does feel very, very FromSoft. It's interesting to see sort of these little, for want of a better word, Miyazaki-isms, but set in a new context. Like, you know, if it's one moment sort of brought it home to me in Dark Souls 3. The difference between Souls 2 and 3 was when you sort of walk around a corner because you're attacking a guy who's a crossbowman there, and then you kill the crossbowman, and around the corner there's another crossbowman at the end. Sort of impish little touches, and you can see them. They're in Sekiro abundantly. Like, there's one example where you can even using the new grapple system, right? So the grapple hook. Little objects that are grappleable are highlighted for you in the UI in the world. If they're in the distance, they're grayed out, and you think, you know, how can I can't quite see how I can grapple up to that. But then as you get closer or as you approach them and they're selectable, they get highlighted green. So one example is I grapple to one gargoyle, and then you sort of land on it, and then when you do, there's another gargoyle which is green as you're in flight, but it greys out as soon as you land. So what you can do is you can grapple to one, and then in flight you can select another and go up to there, and that'll open up a whole new path. But if you actually let the first grapple complete, you can't select it anymore. So you have to be sort of agile, and that works with. There's a new hanging mechanic. You can hang from ledges like Solid Snake in Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3. It works exactly the same way. And you can and there's a jump button now as well, so you can run and jump and then grapple and then hang from a ledge at the same time, and again, if you get that right, it'll open up a whole new path. So I mean, it's a stealth game essentially, if you want it to be, in that you can use grapples and double grapples and jump and hangs and things to open up whole new layers of the map, which will take you around enemies, and there are sort of dimly made out some secrets and places that I couldn't quite figure out how to reach in 30 minutes play. So there'll be a ton to discover and explore.
The grapple hook and the verticality has obviously been a big talking point. When you're on the ground just in combat, how similar or different does it feel to a Souls game?
That feels a little bit different, yeah. I mean, so the combat is all about this posture system and the parry system. You can hold guard, and that'll diminish how much posture damage you take to an extent. But the best way to do it is to deflect exactly as the enemy strikes, and that takes timing. And there's a challenging early mini boss called the Samurai General, where you have to sort of deflect him and get the timing exactly right. And your instinct, if you're trained in Souls, is sort of like wait for him to attack, then dodge roll and sort of get him on the counter or something. And that's less viable. There's less of a window for that. Your dodge rolls and your evasions and things are still there, but they feel less predictable. And there are lots of sort of little nuances to the combat which I didn't quite get. Like there's a sort of a big sort of puffy flare of a Japanese character which indicates he's about to do a power move, and is your cue to sort of dodge away. It's still. It looks like it's going to be rewarding, and there's going to be a lot of lots there to master. And to be fair, like multiple playthroughs, taking out the bad guys around the Samurai General, I got a lot sort of crisper and faster at that. Like there is that Souls element of learning by dying and sort of repeating. And so my path around the level was there's stealth kills, and then you can sneak up behind people and dump kills and dive kills and all that stuff. And by a couple of playthroughs after that, it felt a lot crisper, and you do felt like a agile ninja badass.
Finally, then, in 30 minutes, how many times did you die?
I did die a few. Well, I died. I was poking because you're not.
I want a specific number here, Rich.
All right. I suppose you're counting sort of jumping off stuff and falling that way.
That sounds like dying.
Yeah, but that's a bit more forgiving now, actually.
What are you, a politician? How many times?
I can't actually remember. I think it might have been about 5, of the order of 5. But we weren't on our gameplay, so I didn't have to feel like I tried too hard. So
Okay, that's not too bad.
I was exploring.
So Sekiro comes out 22nd of March next year. There's plenty more about it on PCGamesN.com, and we will have more on it and everything else from Gamescom 2018 on the YouTube channel. So subscribe, give us a like, and stay tuned for more.